Hello, I wanted to start my weekend reading vlog and I realized it's raining out. This is the best lighting we're gonna get because I live on the East Coast and it's raining and it's like 7:45. I was eating sushi. I waited way too long to start this, but I wanted to start this because Ian is away for a bachelor party, so I'm working at home. You can't quite see her. We got a pug there. We got a 19-year-old dog down this way. So the dogs can't really go like 8 hours without anyone home. So I'm working from home tomorrow, but Fridays are notoriously, I get like 6 emails. So I preset all the work for everyone to do at the office. My admin is there. So it's probably going to be a relatively very, very easy day, which means it's going to be reading, which also means I should start filming now because I'm going to film and read early tomorrow morning, which I won't probably want to record first thing. So I had sushi. It's getting on 8 o'clock. I'm probably going to want to start my book soon. For those of you who don't follow along too closely, I read separately. So I have my commuter and workbooks that I read during my lunches. And then on the weekends, I kind of catch up and it's basically like I just get to mood read. Whereas during the work week, I try and stay more on a TBR. So it's like I treat myself to reading weekends. That being said, I'm actually gonna pause this, figure out what I wanna read and come right back. I am in a little bit of a slug because I recently read The Spear Cuts Through Water, and this might be one of, no, it for sure is a top 10 fantasy of all time. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I can't even believe what I read. I picked it up very blindly, and I would encourage everyone else to just think N.K. Jemisin 5th season, but stranger, and go into it. And then I think you'll enjoy it. So let me figure out what I'm gonna read and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I think I have chosen the two I'm gonna go for this weekend. I'm going to read When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I picked this up for my birthday. Every year I do kind of like a little birthday shopping binge for some books that have been on like my radar for a while. I kind of just go blindly into a bookstore, and this is one that I picked up and I think the cover is beautiful. And then I was at the library and I thought I would read Daughter of the Forest. I think I saw Reagan from Prue's Project talk about this, but I don't really know anything about it. Both of these I'm kind of going in blind, which is kind of how I'm enjoying lately, reading all of my books, just like going in not really knowing what's going on. But I also know my copy of the newest Danielle L. Jensen, it's that Viking fantasy, is in transit to my library, and I only like to have like 1 or 2 library books out at a time. I also think it's a romantasy, so I will knock this off my list this weekend and return this library book when the weekend ends, and then I can pick up my hold when it comes in without a guilty thought. So Ian is gone until Sunday, but what that means, besides my brother's baby shower, which I'm excited for, but what that means is I get to do whatever I want this weekend, which basically is just clean my house and read and go for a run a day and like walk my dogs. But like, that's what I like to do when I have the opportunity. Like, yes, I love to see friends, I love to go out, but once in a while when the boyfriend's away, I get to just read. People have their likes, and that's how I'm spending this weekend. So I'm going to go run a bath and pick up one of the books and get started. Good morning. It is Friday. I think it's in and around 8:30 or 9. I just checked in with Ian from his bachelor party. He's a little worse for the wear, but I basically have the whole day. I checked in with work and nothing pressing. I caught up with my emails, so I am just ready to dry my hair. I took a shower. I have the baby shower tonight, so I have to blow dry it, make it look nice. And then I'm going to start Daughter of the Forest. Did I start any reading last night? Absolutely not. I watched a bunch of TV and then went to bed. But I will rectify that today because I have nothing better to do. I'm going to go makeup list until this evening because the baby shower the baby shower is from 7 to 9. So I don't want to wear full face makeup all day. So I'm going to blow dry my hair and then start reading. Okay. I am all washed. I blow dried my hair. Maybe I'll do a little curl later, but for now, I'm going to sit down, read. It's sunny out. I checked in with my assistant at work. I checked in with my boss. Everyone's doing great, well, everything like that. So that means I'm pretty well good to go. I have a campaign I have to do later, but it goes out on Sunday. So I'm not super fussed that I get it done at this exact moment. I might work on it a little bit later or tonight. I'm going to try and stop playing with my hair. But for now, I'm going to get a few hours of reading in. It's only 10:30. Nails are done. I'm ready to go. Just have to throw on a shirt and some makeup later. So lots of reading ahead. Afternoon. It's actually getting close to 2. It's like 1:30, 1:45. And I'm actually going to DNF this. It's really well written. I would try something else by this author. It's a very lush and like well built fantasy, almost like folklory, fairy tale-ish. But I don't know that it's very well advertised, but upon going into Goodreads, it is, some of the top reviews go over it. There should be major trigger warnings for this about SA and the depiction of sexual assault. And yeah, I don't want to read that. It's not anything against this book. And then also upon reviewing the trigger warnings, there's also death of a pet. And I just think this is not going to be for me. So actually, I'm going to take a quick break before I jump into When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I also cleaned my house a little bit. I swept, did the floors, dusted some of the shelves, and like rearranged it a little bit. Because we do have a guest coming Sunday, so I'm just like picking away at it. And then I mopped, but I'm now going to curl my hair and listen to a couple of podcasts. I think a few Bravo podcasts have come out since the season finale / reunion finale of Vanderpump season 11, which I just have so many thoughts. Like, I feel like I'm now starting to see other camps, but I really feel like if you have any other opinions besides the fact that like Ariana doesn't owe it to anyone to have a conversation with someone who traumatizes them, I feel like you need to step away from the remote and maybe reassess your reinforcements within the patriarchy. Like, that is what I genuinely and deeply feel. And like, I've never been a Lala fan. I've never been a Sheena fan, but like genuinely put off. I don't think it'll be the last season because I don't foresee Bravo killing a cash cow that is Vanderpump. And even though it was hitting season low views for season 11, it's still getting a lot of eyes for Bravo. So that being said, I'm gonna curl my hair, listen to what people have to say about it, and try not to watch Summer House because I'm supposed to wait for Ian, but it is the final episode of this season. It is the Carl and Lindsay breakup. I'm not allowed to watch it. And you know what? Ian only watches Bravo because of me, so it doesn't seem fair, but that's what I'm gonna do now. Good morning. It's Saturday at like 6 a.m. I looked really cute yesterday. I always forget to film when I'm actually made up, but I'm checking in to say I read the first 45 pages of When the Moon Hatched at my brother's house. So I had my brother's baby shower last night. It was wonderful. It's such a great time. But now this morning I'm feeling a little bit tired, but I have nothing to do today. So I'm gonna hop in this morning and dedicate the next like hour or so, hopefully getting to page, say like 150, and then I will allow myself to do other things. I also have to clean my house a little bit more, like just a little finessing because we have a guest coming over, do some laundry. But besides that, I'm just reading today, so that's my little check-in. As far as I can tell so far, the first 50 pages, I will say the writing is like a little bit cringy, just like a little bit. The dialogue, the main character, it's all just like a little bit YA, but I'm 50 pages into like a 700 page book. So no judgments yet, but it's a little bit YA. So we'll see how this turns out. I'll give you maybe a summary once I've gotten into the story a little bit more, because not a ton has happened yet. Okay, it's a little later on. I think it's like 10-ish maybe, or getting on 10 a.m. And I'm gonna go take a bath, but I have been picking away at When the Moon Hatched for the last hour or so, and I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not really enjoying it that much, which is kind of surprising. On Goodreads, it has, you know, really great reviews, and I think maybe it's a debut, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I'm not going to stop reading it. I'm gonna try and at least get halfway because it's only 300 pages, but it's not looking good, which would be 2 misses in a weekend. So I'd have to make up something kind of reliable after, maybe a reread, so I don't get in a slump. If I read multiple books in a row that I don't enjoy, it will put me in a slump. So I'm gonna take a beat, go listen to some podcasts, take a bath, do like the bath bomb, do the whole thing. I checked in with Ian. He is very much worse for the wear after a bar crawl with The Bachelor last night and all of the boys. So I don't think I'll get another check-in from him for a while, because I think they're also doing Power Hour. God bless them. So I think I'm just going to have like one of those nice long Saturday afternoon baths and take a little break from reading, pick away at it again this afternoon, and see where I land today. Good afternoon. I'm checking in. It's 1 p.m. and I think I'm actually going to soften at this. I will come back to it. I'll read it at a different time when I'm in the mood for something more like that. It's just a little bit, I thought this might happen. I recently found a new favorite fantasy, The Spear That Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, and it was so lyrical and it was so lush and this full, well thought out world. I kind of had the same reading slump after I read the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I just couldn't find something to kind of tickle that itch that I had after reading that, and I'm finding the same thing now where, like, I will say this isn't bad, but it's just, it feels very the writing's a little bit cringy, kind of. It's a little bit slow to start. I don't really like the protagonist, which normally I can deal with that. That's not the end of the world, but I'm really, really struggling with her. I just find her so unbearable. Like early Throne of Glass series, but like I was younger then and I loved Sarah J. Maas, so it does feel very much like that. So that's 2 kind of misses in this video, so I'm striking out a little. It's only Saturday afternoon, so I'm gonna pick something else up, but like I feel like this was just one of my worst reading weeks in a while this year, to be honest. Reading weekends, I should say. But it's also gonna rain all day tomorrow, and Ian's gonna be back, but his friend is staying the night, so he'll be otherwise preoccupied. I will say, once I decide to put it down, I spent like a good hour just playing my Switch, which I haven't done in a while. So all is not lost. I'm still having a really good weekend by myself, but I also made my lunch, just a little egg sandwich with some blueberries, so I'll eat that here shortly. I kind of made it and now I'm not hungry at all because I was like snacking. I ate like half a pint of blueberries while boiling the egg for my sandwich, and now I'm just like not hungry, so I don't want to throw it out because that feels like a waste. I don't know. I just feel I feel a slump coming on. I don't want to pick up a book. I do. I want to be reading. I feel in the mood to read, but like nothing is working for me that I'm picking up. It's very frustrating. But maybe I'll put on some Old Bravo. I don't know why. That feels... Old Bravo, Summer House, or Vanderpump always feels like it kind of lowers the stakes when I'm getting frustrated. So maybe I'll do that. And we'll just see what I pick up. Maybe I'll try a little stack of books. Just read like a chapter each. That sometimes works for me. All of my dogs are snoring right now. Okay. I'm going to try something else. I think I've solved my answer. So I have these to choose from, and I'm going to try them both out. This one I started before, but I wasn't in the mood for something like so lighthearted and happy as this middle grade series, Keepers of the Lost Cities That I Love. And this is book 9, and book 10 comes out this year, so I have to continue. But also, I was just online looking around at the bookstore, seeing if I should pop out and get a new book, if something fit my fancy. But the next installment in this collection is coming out this upcoming Tuesday. And I still hadn't gotten around to reading Seasonal Fear, so I thought both of these is a great time. This lighthearted sweep might just be what I need to get me out of my reading slump, but also Shauna Maguire is always a good bet when getting out of my reading slump, especially if I read a really, really good fantasy, because Shauna Maguire, quite a lot like Leigh Bardugo, I cannot put down. Their writing style really clicks with me. And if I need to, at Emma's suggestion, I also wanted to pull out The Familiar, which was a recent read of mine that I really, really enjoyed. So, worst case scenario, I do a quick reread. It's only like 350 pages, so it would be a fast one, but it's so atmospheric, heavily historical, loose fantasy. So, this is the plan. I'm gonna put on Bravo. Hello to my senior dog. Don't mind the ear. Emma was chewing on it until she fell asleep. I'll put on early Bravo, try some chapters of primarily these two, and something in this pile will get me reading. And I feel confident I can finish each of these this weekend. Hello, so I'm continuing from my weekend because I have Ian back home with me, and I just truly, when he got home Sunday, I wasn't going to film anything. And then Monday was kind of a write-off as well, to be honest, because it was just a lot of catching up. But I did start Seasonal Fears, and it's what I plan to dedicate majority of my week to. But I also just had a hold come in from the library of Fate Inked in Blood. I have been toying with buying this one, but I have got by so many cute books lately with sprayed edges. I feel like it's kind of the resurgence phenomenon of like kind of the fourth Wayne phenomenon that happened. New into fantasy essentially selling out multiple times because of a pretty book. And I feel like a lot of, it's not a bad idea, but a lot of companies are hopping onto that bandwagon now. So I tried to be a little bit smart this time and at least rent it before I buy it. Also, with the new Shauna Maguire officially out, I definitely want to finish it up this week and potentially pop to the bookmark this weekend and maybe get like lunch with Ian and grab the book. I just wanted to show you I'm one piece. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Still alive.
He's still recovering. He's still recovering. But we plan to have like a proper no bones weekend, and if we're leaving the house, it's gonna be for a date for dinner and a book, and that's it. So we're gonna get everything we need done. I'm working out every day this week, doing everything I have to do, cleaning the house before Friday, because once Friday at 3 p.m. hits and I'm off of work, that's it. It's officially no bones. We don't have any plans. So I'm gonna get started on this and also start Seasonal Fears, and I'll probably check in when I have a reading update versus different days of the week. Okay, I will say yesterday at work was a really rough one. So I actually went home without my Kobo. I just literally pushed off my desk and got in the car and went home. So I didn't get any more reading done. I didn't even take my lunch yesterday, but I wanted to also hop in and say my library book came in. I think I put a little ad last night that I picked it up. I haven't started it, but I'm at work quite early, so I do plan on starting it today and reading, let's say like the first 50, 100 pages. But yeah, yesterday was just a rough time, so today will be better. My assistant is not in today, so I'll also have to kind of man all the phones and everything like that. So that being said, I'm gonna get a little bit of reading done as I have like my morning coffee and tea and go through my emails. Maybe I'll do like an audiobook or something. Good morning. It is Saturday morning and I'm about to start my reading weekend vlog, but I wanted to say that I did finish A Fate Inked in Blood. Well, I read it 50% of the way through and then DNF'd it. I just felt, and I've heard really good things about Kingdom, Bridge to the Kingdom or something like that. Danielle L. Jensen's other popular series, but A Fate Inked in Blood was just not it for me. I felt like the writing was lacking. I felt like the plot was so predictable. The characters were pretty one-dimensional. So I am glad I wound up waiting to pick that up at the library and not spend my money on it, because that is going right back. And there's quite a few people waiting for it, so while I'm on my run today, maybe I'll drop it back off at my local library. But that being said, I didn't get to read too much this week. I had a lot going on with work. We were finalizing meetings at the bank for a digitization project, so it just wound up being an incredibly chaotic week. But that being said, I still did get a full book read, and I think I'm just in a e-reading mood. Like, that's the format I want to consume all of my reading with lately. So I'm going to lean into that. Thank you so much for joining this chaotic reading vlog. Sorry, Ian just woke up, which means Emma just woke up and she always comes running out of the room. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for this reading week. It was just a little more chaotic than what I anticipated. A busier week at work. So we have dedicated this weekend to just relaxing, no bones kind of weekend, and I will get lots of reading done then. So basically I'm ending this so I can continue to sit on this chair and read. All right. Is that right, Winnie? Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching.